Hello and welcome to the Human Frequency. You may have noticed that for the past 2 videos, and now for the past 3 videos, we have started to allow comments on our videos. For the longest time, we had them disabled. I think the reasons for that should be pretty obvious, but I think that the main reason for this that I should reiterate is that shills and disinformation are a huge problem when you're dealing with subversive and suppressed topics. And we certainly were dealing with that for some time. I think in the very earliest days of the Human Frequency, we allowed comments and it just became too much to deal with. So at that point, we had to kind of stop allowing them.
Well, we didn't want to have to get in there and start arguing with people because that's a time waste. And I think a lot of the shills and trolls online are just there to waste your time. We know you're not there to waste our time. So we have allowed comments again because I think it's a good time for people to be able to engage. And we're not about censorship. That's not the reason we did this. We really did it because orgone energy is such a suppressed topic, and there's still shills all over the internet on this topic. And in fact, I'm told all the time about different shows where you can check this out. Someone's talking about orgonite or orgone energy, and sure enough, they're telling you the wrong things so that you're not going to be able to have the positive results that we had. This is a real problem, so we didn't want people getting steered in the wrong direction. It wasn't really about like suppressing dialogue. It was about just avoiding having to get in there and say, no, really, you can't use plaster for orgonite. It doesn't work. You don't get the piezoelectric effect, that kind of stuff. The videos are really about education. We just want to teach these ideas. And the other major problem was that there's a lot of negativity out there.
Yeah.
And we don't want people getting into arguments and being negative and saying rude things to each other. So that was another reason. We recently allowed comments, and on the first video where we allowed it, somebody came in and literally insulted everybody who commented. So we went in and deleted those. We don't need people being insulting.
Yeah, can't have that.
But we really appreciate your nice comments and that you're enjoying the videos. And it's really good for people to be able to share their own experiences. We started allowing this with the Trader Joe's boycott video because I know so many people have strong feelings about grocery shopping these days. It's important for you to be able to know that there's other people out there that don't like being forced to wear a mask and all these other things. So yeah, this is the time right now that we need to be having more of a discussion, and we're not really engaging in the comment board, but we're allowing that because I think it's important.
Yeah, please email us if you want to ask us a question or anything that requires a personal interaction of that sort. We're not going to be able to engage on the comment section itself, is what I'm saying.
I'm a little concerned if I start doing that, I'm going to run out of time to do my work. I don't have time for social media, and neither do you. But if you want to do it because it helps you to relax a little bit, that we understand that. So we do thank you for the nice things you've said. And it's good for us to know that you're out there too. We don't worry as much about shills anymore because in just 5 years, we have been catapulted into complete obscurity because of our topics. So I don't think we're under attack the way we once were.
Through no fault of our own. It is that way by nature. But we are not able to go in there and do the kind of cleanup jobs that some people have the time and patience to do. So.
I'll go ahead and delete it if someone says mean things to our fans and friends.
Different.
But
that's different.
So that's just where we're at right now. The discussion board is for you. Recently, YouTube and Yahoo and a lot of other social media and news sites have started censoring heavily. And for example, as you know, YouTube is regularly removing videos on important topics, and we're not really here to talk about any of these topics today, but if you've noticed, we also don't put certain words in our titles and descriptions. We've started using symbols so that you can read it, but the algorithms, the AI can't read it, and that's helped us to keep our videos from being censored here, and we could still get the word out. Yahoo News recently stopped allowing comments because they don't want people putting unsafe things in there. You know, it's steering people in the wrong direction, telling them things that they consider harmful. It's really the things they consider harmful to the parasites. We just don't want stuff that's harmful to you. And we're not going to censor it. We don't mind if you disagree with us. But we don't want people posting links and encouraging people to use sites that will cause them like legal harm, for example. That's the last thing we want.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was going to say is that so far, in terms of allowing these comments once again, things are pretty all right. But we may not necessarily do this for all videos. For example, an episode about business or the legal name registration, we were probably not going to be able to allow comments just because of the nature of those topics are just, the shills will come out of the woodwork.
We get way more shill attacks from those topics than from orgone energy. I mean, by far. And unfortunately, also a lot of people who think they understand the topics and really mean well don't, and they send people to places where if you do what those sites say or pay for those services, you could end up in jail or losing your money, and we just don't want that. But
right. The point is we are looking out for you, the
Yes.
humans. YouTube, Yahoo, they're looking out for the parasites,
Exactly.
but we are looking out for you. And
Right.
we don't want you to get in trouble. We don't want anyone to get in trouble.
So if you want to ask us a question, please do email us, because the discussion board is for you guys to converse, and we're here to answer emails anytime. And actually, if we get regular questions about the same thing, we make a video about it, especially with business stuff.
Right.
We try to include the general questions we get into videos. And we also have a lot of information at our website. If you're wanting information on orgone energy and orgonite, you can go to thekembo.com. We'll put a link in the description, and you can get a lot of your questions answered there. Please visit the orgone energy section of the site. Look at the FAQ, chemtrail myths debunked, orgone energy debunked. There's a lot of things. I'm sorry. Orgonite.
We let Yahoo and YouTube debunk orgone
Orgone
energy.
energy myths and orgonite myths debunked is what I meant to say.
Right, I know.
The myths are what you need to know the answers to, what they're saying and what the truth is, and it's all based on real research and experimental data. So you can get those questions answered there, and we will continue to do videos on orgone energy and business and all the things that we know about.
One last thing. To be clear, there is a fine distinction here between censorship and moderating. We don't censor, we just moderate. So we're not opposed to differences of opinion in the comments section. We're just, obviously, as you said, hateful content will not be allowed. But
And if you have a difference of opinion about, for example, plasterite, which is not real orgonite, that's not an opinion of mine that plasterite doesn't work. That's a fact. So we're sticking to the facts here.
But what I'm trying to say is that we're not going to be censoring. We're just going to be keeping an eye on what's there and making sure that it's helpful, informative, and not hurtful to anyone.
So thank you for your comments, and we will continue to enjoy reading them as they come in. And please contact us anytime at thekembo@gmail.com. You can get a link to our contact info at our website, thekembo.com. And we will be back again soon with more videos.